Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here today. So today's video, I'm going to be going over my weekly rotation for the last week, which was about mid-January right up till today, which is the 23rd. I'm going to be kind of rushing this one a little bit. I don't have quite as much time as I usually do for this video. I got summoned to jury duty, so I'm about 30 minutes until I have to be at the courthouse getting ready for that. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into this list. So Monday, this entire week, it's been basically rainy and cloudy. It's abnormally warm for January, but the weather has been kind of a gloomy sort of springtime vibe in some sense. So yeah, very cold rain, cloudy, and then Sunday we had a little bit of light snow that ended up hitting the ground and then melting, so didn't really get the beauty of the white coat that usually comes with the snow. So just kind of just very wet, sloshy, muddy, crummy kind of weather, but luckily we've got fragrances to help mitigate some of that gloom or accent it and harmonize with it. So Monday it was about 30 degrees or so. 20 to 30 is about the entire week that I had Fahrenheit. So Monday I went with Tom Ford's Ombre Leather Eau de Parfum. So this one is a beautiful leather, kind of what you would imagine like a really nice leather car would smell like it, and then it's got a sweetness from some patchouli in the base that just really makes this an amazing sweet fragrance for the cold weather. But then there's that stringent kind of classy leather vibe going on. Most photorealistic leather that I've ever tried in a fragrance. I also really enjoy Gucci Guilty Pour Homme, but that one's a little bit more challenging, doesn't quite have the sweetness that this one does. But this and the Parfum are definitely in my top 10 of all time. I really love these ones. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other leather fragrances you think I should check out. But that was Monday, Tom Ford Ombre Leather EDP. Tuesday, I was testing out a fragrance. You can see the video of my initial impressions and update on this one. Definitely want to give it some more chances, especially in the spring and the autumn, where I think this one will shine a little bit better than in the winter. But that is a newer fragrance, Perry Ellis Midnight. Recently hitting discounters and rack stores. You can usually find this for around $30. Kind of reminds me of Mandarina Duck Black, which was fragrance by Nathalie Lorson. This definitely has like a kind of chalky orange blossom as one of the main players in here, but it's also got a really nice fizzy kind of apple pie thing going on. It's a red apple, not a green apple, kind of scent profile, and then some really nice amber as well. It's very sweet. It's a little bit juvenile leaning for my tastes with the amount of sweetness going on in here, and then I'm also not that big of a fan of orange blossom as a note because of that chalky texture that it gives off. But yeah, I mean, it's a very pleasant fragrance. It's just not really my cup of tea. It's a little bit light sitting on the skin. I usually like to have a little bit more of a dense scent bubble around me, not necessarily loud projection in terms of feet distance, but just something I can enjoy the wafts thereof, whereas this one kind of becomes a skin scent after about 2 hours. But really interesting fragrance, though. It's a bit of a chameleon in the sense that the people I've seen talk about this one in reviews always get a different image coming to them. I've seen this compared to Polo Red Extreme. I've seen this compared to Paco Rabanne Pure Excess. I've seen it compared to 1 Million. For me, I got a little bit of Halloween Man Hero and Mandarina Duck Black. So yeah, I think I saw somebody compare it a little bit to Kenzo Pour Homme EDP. Armani Stronger With You Eau de Toilette. It's just a lot of impressions that this gives, so it's a little bit kaleidoscopic or chameleon-esque in the way that it comes off. So maybe it's worth checking out for you to see what kind of vibe you get off of this one. It was a very interesting Wear Tuesday for a test drive. I'll keep this one in the back seat, but as of right now, it's a decent cheapie is what I would say this one is. I give it like a 6 out of 10. That was Perry Ellis Midnight for Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday, I admittedly was too impatient to wait around and do a first impressions video and an unboxing for this. I got it in the mail and immediately grabbed it and put it on before I head into work. I was really excited. I actually got a really good deal on this one. So I actually bought this from the house directly. I didn't get it at a discounter, but they were holding a sale, so I got this unboxed. So it came in a package of packing peanuts with no packaging. So I got it for $95. It usually retails for $165, and the best price I saw it on discounters was about $130 at fragrancebuy.ca. But I bought this straight from Penhaligon's, and that is sartorial. So this one, Wednesday I go in at nighttime, so I went ahead and picked this up at the mailbox and went into work. Beautiful, beautiful lavender, and then I also get there's a beeswax accord in here that I definitely get the impression thereof right off the bat. So it's like a really beautiful masculine lavender, barbershop style. But then it goes into this very warm, waxy texture. And then there's the way that it dries down is it very much feels like, you know, when you're ironing a shirt, there's like the steam that's coming off of the cotton, and it just kind of gives like a very warm sort of freshly ironed clothes is the vibe that this gives off. So it's like barbershop with beeswax and freshly ironed linen. The longevity on this one was a little bit short for me. I could have just been going nose blind because of the novelty of the new fragrance. It's also, I will give knocks on the atomizer. The atomizer on this is really like poor grade in my opinion. It shoots out like a thick, or like it's like a heavy squirt, but it's not a good distribution. So it just like splits out a puddle, like it almost is like spitting out of my mouth kind of projection out of the atomizer. But I love the presentation. Otherwise, the scent profile is absolutely gorgeous, super high class, beautiful wearing on Wednesday. That was Penhaligon Sartorial. So Thursday just went with an easy grab and go. This is one of my favorites for that category in the cold weather. It's a cheapie. I think it's kind of hard to get right now. It was available on Amazon and FragranceNet for a little while, but I've seen it kind of disappear, which it does from time to time. It stocks sporadically, but that is from the House of Benetton, Colors Man Black. You know, I have recommended this one quite a bit on the channel. I had one subscriber just add light. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience with this one. They said that they thought this was like a little bit of a cheap amber, but I quite enjoy it. As you can see, if you can see from the juice level, it's right about there. I had a backup bottle of this, but I recently gifted it to somebody for their birthday, so I'm looking to get another backup bottle. But like I said, it's just a grab and go for me in the winter time. It's got a really nice, at least to my nose, really nice lavender, kind of like a synthetic oud that gives a nice woody texture to it, and then some vanilla and nutmeg that kind of add some sweetness, and then a little bit of darkness and spiciness with the nutmeg, a little bit of a festive quality as well. So that was Thursday grab and go, Colors Man Black from the House of Benetton. Friday I usually try to wear some of my more beloved fragrances and more niche style fragrances. It's kind of like Friday is sort of like for me my Sunday best kind of vibe going on. And I recently got this one because I heard that they were discontinuing it in the US. So I picked one up from Aura Fragrance, got it in the mail like last Saturday, and have been wearing it quite a bit, and that is Dior Homme Intense. So I did do a video about how this is coming off the shelves in the US market, but like the Parfum, it is still available in Europe and the Middle East, so I'm sure this one will still be finding its way to discounters the same way that Dior Homme Original has. But as you can see, like I said, I only got this like last weekend, and I've already put quite a decent little dent in it, especially for you know how many fragrances I have. I've been wearing this around the house, just enjoying the beautiful kind of iris scent bubble, and I just love that I have this in the collection now because Dior Homme Parfum is my favorite fragrance of all time, but that one's really hard to come by, so I don't wear it as often, and this kind of scratches that itch for me a little bit, so that way I can wear this around the house. But yeah, so at Friday, like I said, it's been cloudy and rainy, around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So this was a nice, comforting, warmth providing kind of fragrance while I was out working in the cold that day. beautiful fragrance. Just really glad to have this one in the collection. Like I said, check it out if you don't have it already, just because it is coming off the shelves in the US. That is Dior Homme Intense. Okay, Saturday. So Saturday I had a little bit of a date night. My wife requested the weekend off because we usually are working opposite shifts full time and then trading the baby out at the parking lot of the restaurant. But we scheduled a date night. I had my dad watch my daughter for the evening. We drove up north and went to a cheesecake factory, had a really nice dinner together. So I wore this fragrance on our date night. It's a cheapie, so but it's a goodie, and that's why I decided to wear it for a kind of, date night, sensual occasion, special occasion with my wife, and that is Roberto Cavalli Uomo. So this has a little bit of a powdery touch from some of the sweetness going on in here that's sweetened up with some honey, but it also has a really nice velvety touch from the violet, which is the main player in here. I think it might be black violet. I don't know what the distinction is exactly, but yeah, so it's like a powdery, velvety, beautiful, honey, sweet, floral, kind of dark and mysterious, very elegant, probably one of my top 10 cheapies of all time. This entire line, the Roberto Cavalli line, is worth checking out if you find them for a good price. I've still seen Fragrance Net stocking Deep Desire and Silver Essence for like the $40 price range. So I definitely check those out, but get this one if you haven't already. This is probably one of my favorites in the line, even though it's the only one that, it's the original, and people say that the flankers are better, but I personally enjoy the original. Probably as number one, right behind the Golden Anniversary Edition. But yeah, so this was like my date night fragrance for Saturday with my wife at the Cheesecake Factory, Roberto Cavalli Uomo. And finally, once again, I was a little impatient for getting a new fragrance. Didn't want to spend the time to do the unboxing and first impressions video. So I went ahead and grabbed this right out of the mail and put it on as soon as I could. So Sunday was my first time wearing this fragrance. I got a really good deal on it. I put it in the community tab if you follow that. Nordstrom Rack is stocking these right now, so they do have them in stock. Last time I checked, it's 90 ml. 3 ounce 90 ml Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Infrared. So yeah, I paid $62 for this. The shipping is $10, so it's like $72, but I was able to get the shipping waived because I had an item canceled on me as part of the order. They also had YSL Eau Fraiche for $67, so I bought that and this, and was able to get both of them, which pushed me over the edge into the free shipping, which was like an $89. You had to spend $89 to get free shipping. But they canceled the YSL Eau Fraiche because they ran out of stock on that one. So they just sent me this one with free shipping. So got it for 62 bucks. I think that is a really good price. I think normally these are like 85 plus on discounters. Really great wearing though. I think it accented the weather that we had. It was the first day of the week that we actually got a little bit of very light snow drizzling down, and this is very much more of like a December fragrance. It puts me in a bit of the festive vibe because of the cinnamon in here. I would say that this fragrance reminded me a lot of Guerlain L'Homme Idéal L'Intense. They both have like a chili pepper note in there. I don't get much of the red berries that's supposed to be in the note breakdown on this one, but it is a very much more mature kind of my style than the Spice Bomb Extreme, which I think has a little bit of a bubblegum sweetness and is a little bit youthful for my taste. But this one I think is my favorite out of the Spice Bomb line so far. However, I probably wouldn't recommend picking this one up unless you are collecting the Spice Bombs, because I think as it reminds me of Guerlain L'Homme Idéal L'Intense, I think you're better off just getting the Guerlain over this one. But really beautiful fragrance nonetheless. Quite enjoy it, and I've only worn it once, so my opinion might change on it in the future. But that was Sunday Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Infrared. Okay, so I'm kind of pushing my limits here. I've got to get going to jury duty, but I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.